All right, we are live to you from Brooklyn, the Now Media office. We are excited to present the first ever Tezos EVM Etherlink AI Hackathon. We received some incredible submissions and applications, and it was really tough to narrow it down to just a few finalists. And we've got an amazing star-studded judge panel for today. I'm going to pull up Ian and Jaleel, and I know Seth will be joining shortly as well. And we can talk a little bit about the process. Ian, Jaleel, you guys are live with us now. How we doing?
Hey, everybody.
What's happening?
Hello, Paris.
Hey there.
Let's see how we can get this layout. There we go. Better layout here. So yeah, it's been a really fun one. Since we announced it a couple of weeks ago, opening up the doors to projects. I'm curious, like from your perspective, everyone, like what were some of the things that like stood out to you from the submissions, the finalists? I know from my perspective, I was really interested. I found it really interesting to see the wide range. There were a lot of like, kind of to be expected. Some ones that were really focused on financial rails for agents and crypto, DeFi. But I was really happy to also see a number of ones that were a bit more active in the cultural space, some art-focused projects as well. So curious, like.
For me,
I'll go first.
It's just exciting to see everyone just like building, right? Everyone using AI to like get their ideas out, whether it be something creative or something kind of more on the DeFi side. Just like the fact that people have democratized the ability to build was like really eye-opening as a developer. It's like kind of seeing this kind of new world unfold before you. So that's what was really exciting. The wide range of diversity and all that type of stuff was cool.
I think I found personally, obviously as head of art, creative projects are always my top line, but I found it really interesting to see use cases that are not sort of the most popular, but you wouldn't ever think of them to be out there. Like there was, I think, one use case about like if you pass away, what happens to your keys? And like there's this like that. And I think we saw a really good mix of something for the broader economy, like prediction markets, the most popular applications right now, adding novelty to that, but also very, very niche things. And I think it's amazing to bring together people and kind of like revisit and have these conversations to see how can we better support some of the builders out there today.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
I mean, I think to follow on what you guys said, I mean, to me, what you're seeing is, and it's in what you already said, but what is like world of possibility. I think one of the most interesting things that what people aren't talking about, people talk about what AI replaces, but they don't really talk about the things that simply wouldn't have been built otherwise. So your point about things that are more fringe, I think is a great point, because like one of the things that we've all been doing for the past year is just building shit that we needed that no one built for us, right? Like we're so accustomed to software doing like 80%, more like 20% of what we want it to do. And then the humans do the 80%, right? We're just used to it. If you work somewhere and you use a product like Salesforce, man, like the amount of work that the human has to do compared to like what that platform actually does for you is like, it's way out of balance. And so, to me, like what you're seeing is like, oh, people solving problems, right? And to your point, some of those might be more like for a smaller target market, but when the cost of building software comes way down, that makes perfect sense. And it's actually a great thing. That's not like it used to be, you go see a VC, right? And the first thing they want to know is like, how many people is it going to serve? And I'm kind of into this concept of like luxury software where, where it's not for everybody. It's for the people that it's for. And I think that, there are a bunch of things, but also I think that, to me, looking through all of those things, it's like ideas I hadn't thought of, you know what I mean? So you're, and then you have to get your head around like, okay, is this useful? Who is it useful for? Like, and that, but it's also, but what it really does is it just shows you the world of possibilities.
Absolutely agree with that. Jaleel, interested to hear your perspective as well.
Yeah, nothing much. Like for me, I think the coolest feature of going through a bunch of projects like this is to see contribution from all over the world. I think that's always so fun to see the little demo videos and the different accents. As a non-native speaker myself, it's just a beautiful thing to see collaboration from all over. And people that maybe like don't have the best access to a tech hub like you would in San Francisco, whatever, being able to participate in something like this is, I think, something truly special and just beautiful about this space in general.
Well, actually, that was something I was going to mention too. Is that like the ambition, like it's ambition that is off the charts, which I think this is where hackathons are different than they used to be. Right. It's funny because right now here at Ledger, we have an internal hackathon going on. It started this morning. It ends tomorrow. I'll spend my entire afternoon tomorrow judging the internal hackathon tomorrow. And I can't wait. We've already, seen them. But what's crazy, and we saw this, we actually posted a video a couple months ago because a couple product folks from the company and me participated in the Circle hackathon. A couple of months ago, we built this thing called Agent Intents. We built it in about 36 hours. And the crazy thing is the only time I've been in a hackathon where you actually increase the scope as you go along, we increased scope like 3 times. And I think you see it in what I saw too, like some of these are super ambitious. And so, like it's always the case. Like sometimes you got some stuff in the can before you start the hackathon, let's be honest. But, like because of what you can accomplish quickly, like if you got a good spec, Claude's going to crank that shit out in 25 minutes, right? So if you got it in your head, you can keep going and you can keep increasing scope, and the level of ambition goes way up. So I think there's definitely some of these here where you're like, whoa, that's ambitious for a hackathon. But that's what's like, I was thinking about this like 6 months ago. I was like, what does a hackathon even mean now? And the thing that we've tried to do at ours internally is it's the first time, and we've never had participation like this. Right? Because there's people from the finance team, people from the HR team, people from the marketing team. It's not for the engineering team anymore. You know what I mean? Like everybody is sitting there right now with with AI tools building. And that's just we had it last night. We had an Agents Anonymous OpenClaw meetup here at Ledger as well. And one of the presentations was a guy who just showed, he put up a slide that was to just show you how non-technical he was. Seth was there. And then here's how I did it, and he shows like the process. And actually, I think for more technical people in the room, it was maybe a little boring and pedantic, but I was thinking about it from somebody who had never thought of how they could build something and how it might be inspiring, for them to be like, oh, like you can, wow, okay, you can build that by knowing this, and you can only know, so anyway, that's just I think that's something that we haven't absorbed yet. You know what I mean? Like overall, we haven't absorbed that.
It's like a dopamine release. Every time it builds something, it's like you want to do more, right? So that's why everyone's staying up till 4, 5, 6 in the morning, because you have that. I had that first with like Midjourney and DALL-E, right? Like,
dude, hold on a second. This is the perfect introduction to Seth. I'm gonna do Seth's introduction, Matt. I'm gonna do Seth's introduction. This is real life. Okay, so I started. All right, I'm gonna tell you guys a story that you'll appreciate. That I've told before. If you go search my name and Rick Rubin on YouTube, you'll find me interviewing Rick about vibe coding, because I texted him at some point. Like I remember because I was at Consensus in Hong Kong, and I was like, have you heard of vibe coding? And he was like, no, but I think I'm the meme. And that was kind of like how lots of other things unfolded. So I had been like, coding using ChatGPT is the way I would put it for a while. Even like the Ledger opening, some of the stuff that we had on display was me just like not wanting to write JavaScript and making ChatGPT do it. But I hadn't been using Claude Code at all. And then Seth came to stay with me in the fall of last year. And he was at our dining table like all day and all night with his laptop open. I was worried about him. I was like, Seth, I think
he's very antisocial.
I think you might have a problem, man. Like, what's going on? And he was like, Claude Code can't close the laptop. Can't close the laptop. And so, but that was how I got, because I knew about Claude Code, but I didn't really think like, oh, that's for me. You know what I mean? And then, but watching Seth use it, I was like, oh, I think it might be for me. And then it turns out, like, as an old command line, as somebody who knows both Emacs and VI key bindings, it was definitely for me. And I live in it now. So anyway, that's my introduction to Seth. He was the addict who gave me my first. Yeah. Well, Seth is the addict who gave me my first hit of that dopamine that you just described, which is why when you said it, I'm like, yeah, because anyway, it's not the coding, it's the dopamine of like seeing it come to life,
believing it, right?
Yeah,
live.
It's unbelievable.
Seth, I know you did. I think on the podcast, the Let's Vibe podcast you did with Ian, I thought there was a really great. There's a great clip that I've shared with a lot of people where you talk about Rachmaninoff and the piano, where the music is coming out of your hands and like you can't believe it. And I feel like that's a very shared experience for those of us who have gone down the vibe coding rabbit hole, where it's like I can't, like I didn't put in the 10,000 hours, right? But I'm doing this, and so I thought that's been a really great perspective, and love to give you a chance to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your thoughts as we were kind of going through some of the submissions and and going through the project.
Yeah, no, it's great to see the submissions, and like this, obviously, like we're early in this new primitive, this new creative primitive, whether we call it vibe coding or personal software or whatever it is. It's definitely early, and I think we're still amazed at of what we can do. Right, we're in this phase. Even I was at the it wasn't Alcoholics Anonymous, it was Agents Anonymous last night. And there's this sort of like, look, I can, I made an agent and I can call him. And we're sort of at that phase of this where like, it all seems magical when you can spin up an agent and you connect it to Twilio. And we did this on a Let's Vibe podcast where with Farmer Fred from Proof of Corn, you can call him and talk to him. And that alone is magical. But now we're getting to this point of like, okay, now what? Now that we can connect all these surfaces, like when I think about developing agents in my own practice, there's two things I think about. Like one is an agent that compounds intelligence. Like we think a lot about like compounding investment and compounding whatever practice you have, but like I want an agent or agents that are consistently refactoring what they observe and what they read and what they write back into themselves to get smarter, right? So it's a kind of reinforcement learning, I guess, is the lingo. And then I want that compounding intelligence across multiple surfaces. So if you have an agent that can exist in Telegram or WhatsApp or iMessage or the web or X or Instagram is hard. But you imagine you have all these surfaces and you want your agent to be available through all of them, and that no matter how the agent is dialoguing with the world or with other agents, that the intelligence from and through those channels keeps compounding. And I think that's where we're getting to, where there's like, when you think, and I mentioned this to Ian last night, and I'm old, I won't say Ian's old, but he's older. But like, my memory of Apple, Microsoft is very different than what it is now. Like there was a time 20, 30 years ago, it was like the Apple camp and the Windows camp. And like Windows was Steve Ballmer, and it was like all about developers who had no taste, but had massive scale, right? And Apple was much more closed, but you could still develop on it, right? And it was much more curated, and people would argue it was more closed, but it was also more beautiful. And so that's how I think about the Claude Code ecosystem and the OpenAI ecosystem. Right, there we go. Next is kind of in between, right? But like we're in this, I think like both Apple and Microsoft were operating systems, and there are Apple computers and Windows computers, right? And I feel like we're kind of coming into this similar world where there's like two camps. You're either developing in the Claude camp and the Anthropic camp, which is, I think, more elegant, but more closed, or you're developing in the OpenAI, OpenClaw camp, which is much more open, where there seems to be a lot more developer energy, but it's not, the experiences aren't as curated and the aesthetics aren't as tight. And so, where does that leave us now? Well, okay, you kind of choose one. People may try to go back and forth. People, there are people that try to open up Windows on Apples back in the day, and that was a thing. But now it's like, okay, now what? Now that you can spin up an agent that gets smarter over time, that can talk across all these different channels, why? What's the purpose? Just because you can do it, should you be doing it? And I joke that in Silicon Valley, where I recently moved out of, all the vibe coding projects are the same fucking thing. They're like fitness apps or to-do lists, and I want to see weird applications, and I want to see weird agents that are opinionated, that don't try to make everybody happy, that don't try to agree with you, that take a stand and have a deep skill and don't try to be everything to everybody, which is the case with Claude or with GPT. Okay, that's my hot take.
Keep it weird.
Keep it weird for sure. I don't know if you're saying that Dario is Steve Jobs though. Let's be clear. Like neither one of these guys is Steve Jobs.
I think Dario's close. I think he's as close as we have. Yeah.
Might be more close.
By the way, my T-shirt just matches my tattoo.
There we go.
Wow. I love it.
Steve Jobs love. So.
Yeah, with an extra and everything.
Well, go great. It's an amazing group here in terms of judges. Seth was also the one who got me into vibe coding. So and I'm really glad we have Jaleel here. We've got Aaron, who are also come from a technical background. So they bring those years of expertise in the terminal to the equation there. So I think what we'll do now is I'm just gonna run through how we're gonna do the process, and then we're gonna jump in with presentations. So we've got our finalists in the backstage here, and really excited to dive in. Each finalist is gonna have 5 minutes to present their project. I believe we've got 5 live presentations and 3 videos that were submitted. So we'll go through those. After that, the judge panel will have the opportunity to ask a couple questions for clarification or to learn more about it. And then we'll move on to the next presentation. Once we've run through all the presentations, we're gonna go on mute here, play a little music, throw up a little graphic, and then convene to talk through, and then we'll be announcing the winners. I know Ian has a hard stop, so we're happy to have him for as long as we can, and we'll get things going. So one thing, just a reminder for the judges and also for those listening, the judging criteria, we settled on 4 categories. That's AI innovation, so creativity, sophistication of the integration, novel approaches, technical execution, the quality of the code, the architecture, security, proper use of the Tezos EVM Etherlink capabilities, reach, usability, design, accessibility, real world application. Is this something people would actually use? And then ecosystem impact, how this can contribute to the Tezos EVM and Tezos ecosystem. So very excited to dive in. Let's get it going. I think our first presentation is going to be with Keyrun. So I'm going to pull Keyrun up, and I see he's ready to go. Here we go. We got Keyrun on stage. And Keyrun, you should be able to share your screen. Let me know if you have any issues with that. Sure. Let's go and do it. Perfect. I see it. Yep, I see it. I'm going to add it to the stage now. That's great. And Keyrun, feel free to give a brief introduction to yourself, your project, and then run through it. We're excited to see it.
Perfect. Sure. Shall I get started?
Let's go. Yeah.
Excellent. Happy Wednesday, everyone. My name is Key. I'm a creative coding artist from India. And thanks to this hackathon, this animation, which was on JavaScript 3.js, has now become an AI-driven system. That's what I call. And what you see live is this system, which is in a resting state. This is live hosted on my website so that I can actually present to you all. Now, what you can see in this system is primarily, you have a central, planet, and then you have a couple of planets which are orbiting. I was actually working on a living art collection. Over the last few years as an artist, I've seen that always collectors wanted to be somewhere involved, not just bidding and collecting my work, but also to be a co-author to my work. And that's where, thanks to this Tezos EVM, Etherlink hackathon, where I could start using agentic AI and create an autonomous system which listens, reads, and acts and makes collectors as part of the art itself. Let's get to the demo. For our purpose, I have used a display here, what you can see on the screen. Now, as I said, you have only 2 of the planets currently. And once there is a blockchain activity, like a bid comes in, you can see that there is one more now, a planet gets spawned into the system. Now, that's the beauty of this, AI, where the agent is autonomously actually, reading the signals from the blockchain activity, which are sitting on, ERC 8004 or ERC 721. And the display screen is capturing every bit, like who is the bidder, the wallet address, what is the bid amount, and immediately also they are becoming part of the art. Basically, the canvas is now offered to the collectors. As we see more bids coming in, you have actually more and more planets getting spawned into the art. And the one big challenge that I was facing as someone who loved to develop infinite loops, this was actually a challenge for me, because more and more new things are coming into the animation. It disturbs the pattern. So that was one challenge once, which I could overwhelm the way actually the Claude code was able to help me sort that out. The rest, everything was easy. Now, every auction, as it comes to an end, we know that it sets a pattern. So the system also actually understands that it is getting to a terminal stage and auction is going to end soon, as you can see on the display screen. Now, currently we have so many planets, and whoever is the highest bidder, they should be one who should be awarded the final screen. And that's where it freezes. Now you can see that the system is locked. All the planetary orbits that are there, this directly gets minted to the final collector wallet autonomously. All this is being done by the AI agent itself. Now, what was supposed to be an auction mechanism, which was done through blockchain, is now no longer just an auction. It creates the art itself. This is Celestial Convergence, where I have used 3.js, and Tezos Etherlink chain has been used for the testing purpose. Currently, this is on the testnet, but it is very much ready to be moved to the mainnet. Thank you. I'm open to any questions, please.
How far does it grow? Like, how many planets can you add?
Great question. So I tested up to 256. It's just that the screen was not visible, but it can go on to whichever extent. We can predefine the numbers if at all we want to restrict. But yeah, there is no limit.
And the amount of the bid, does it affect the size of the planets or any?
That's correct. Yeah, it's perfectly. So actually speaking, there is a legacy for this collection. The central whatever planet that you see comes from its predecessor artwork. So each and every art actually carries some of the traits. Like for example, the bidder wallet's hash, it actually becomes part of the next artwork. So that's how each of these planets, when a new bid comes in, like you rightly said, the color, the hue constant, and also the size of the planet is decided by the weight of the bid that comes in.
How'd you come up with the name Keyrun, and how does that tie into the concept here?
Yeah, I mean, Kiran is my name, actually, to be frank. So,
oh, gosh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kieran.
Thank you so much.
Kiran, can you explain in a little bit more detail what the agent actually does behind the scenes? Like,
Sure.
does the agent transform the visual by writing, updating code itself, or what's it like? What's the scope of the agent?
Right. So AI here primarily focuses on, first of all, understanding the blockchain activity. Now, like you saw initially, there are only a couple of planets along with the central, planet, which is sitting as stationary. But once the blockchain activity actually, starts happening, where the bid comes in, it understands, reads, and once it has the RPC call that is coming in from Etherlink, it immediately spawns a planet based on the bid amount that has come in. So that's how the first step comes in. Next, it goes on studying actually all the bid comes in, keeps creating these new planets. Finally, when the auction is getting close to the last 10 minutes, it understands that now it's in a terminal state. Let's move the auction into the final stages. And it prepares for the last step where it has to freeze the artwork and then autonomously move it to the final wallet or the collector who has actually bidded the highest. So all this is done autonomously by the agent itself. I don't have any kind of intervention in this, and everything is verifiable on chain.
Cool. Thank you, Kiran. Any other questions from the judges, or we'll move on to the next. Okay. Thank you, Kiran. Thank you for presenting. Yeah,
thank you.
Work. All right. I think we're good. Dorian, if you're there, I think we're going to go to you next, if that's good. I can pull you up on stage. All right, great. We're going to pull up Dorian now, and I see you've also got your presentation as well, so we'll pull that up. Dorian, welcome to the stage. Great to see you.
Thanks a lot, guys, and cheers to everyone. Cheers to you, Ian, for having a great event yesterday at the Ledger HQ. I was there yesterday. It's an incredible rooftop, and it was an incredible event. So thanks for putting that all together, and to the Tezos ecosystem and Alexandra and all the friends there, thanks again for putting this together. A bit about myself. I'm a journalist and editor, and more recently a vibe coder. I'm not really a developer by trade, but I'm trying to learn and soak up as much as I can, thanks to all these incredible tools like OpenClaw and all these incredible tools that are kind of allowing me to, execute some ideas and just kind of hack away and learn. A bit about my project. The idea was to essentially create a minting function for hashtags on social media. And I didn't really anticipate it being that hard, but in fact, it was that hard. So basically, it's an autonomous AI curator that watches social feeds and mints identity NFTs on Etherlink, turning the Imagine on Tezos hashtag into an evolving on-chain identity gallery. And the core idea is to ingest posts from X and Farcaster at the moment, running them through a multi-agent GPT panel, which includes like a chromatic, narrative, and pattern sort of recognition component, and then to fuse those into a single sort of interpretation and pump that out into a sort of gallery. And from there, it generates, at the moment, just a sort of abstract art. And it turns it into an HTML artifact. And within that, there's some JSON metadata, and that gets pinned to an IPFS and then minted into an ERC721 on right now the Etherlink ShadowNet. So basically, I'm trying to figure out a way to capture projects that people may find interesting. So if you see a post online and you would like to see that as an NFT, the idea is to use that hashtag in order to basically mint that as an NFT. So what's going on in the back end? There's some on-chain batching. There's a Solidity smart contract, as I mentioned before. It's running on the Tezos EVM, and and so I can kind of just play the demo as I had it. I don't know if can you guys hear the volume on that? Okay, cool. Imagine on Tezos, an AI curated identity gallery
We can hear it, but it's very low volume. I don't know if there's a way to.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is it? You know, I can kind of just go through some of the. I can just kind of go through it on my own mic here. So basically, this is kind of the README, blah blah blah. Not really super important. And this is the actual functionality here. We can kind of go through it. So it was just living locally actually on my, I hadn't actually put it online yet. It was just living locally. And so yeah, that's kind of the gallery as I had it set up. And then I had taken, as I mentioned, it was not actually able to discover the post yet. I haven't actually included that functionality yet, but basically I had posted a test, a post of a Kanye Pepe that I posted on my own X account, and you can kind of see what that back end of the AI is doing. So it's just sort of like describing the image that was there, and it's filtering that and kind of describing it. What I programmed the AI to do was to contextualize what it's seeing, and contextualizing that within the, let's say, art historical canon of the Tezos ecosystem. So some of the art that's been posted on there. So that was kind of the prompt component, where it was like, okay, take this hashtag and then describe what is above that hashtag and contextualize that within the Tezos art ecosystem. So that's kind of what it's doing with this test post. It's it's saying, oh, this is a cultural symbol, meme, juxtaposition of Kanye, whimsical character. So it is working in the sense that, like, it's able to describe in a way that is sort of like, let's say, like, canonically accurate of what it's seeing. Now, where I'm running into issues is that, like, I'm not able to really, like, run this like every 30 seconds or, just searching for this Imagine on Tezos hashtag. So I'm running into a few problems in terms of, like, how to actually, like, develop the functionality to the point where it will, continuously sort of crawl through Farcaster and X. There are some, I believe, API issues. I do have the X API that I'm kind of integrating, but there is some well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I need to pay to now go through kind of X's API. I think Farcaster will be a bit more friendly in that respect, but I haven't actually gotten to that component. So right now it's just basically it's just working in the sense that, like, I've minted my single X post with the Imagine on Tezos hashtag, and basically, yeah. So yeah, in terms of, like, the back end, it's running Node and Express and SQLite. So there is a scheduler in place for X and Farcaster ingestion, but for some reason I just haven't been able to get that actually moving through my REST endpoint. So I'm still kind of tinkering on that component, but yeah, I have managed to sort of mint my Kanye Pepe. So yeah, that's basically it. And yeah, hell yeah, Rick Rubin, vibe coding.
Awesome. Thank you, Dorian. Appreciate the presentation. Let's open it up to the judges for any questions.
Dorian, do you come from the Tezos ecosystem, or are you, like, familiar with the EVM before this?
I mean, only peripherally. Like I mentioned before, I'm not a developer. I've just been following some of the projects like Object and Hackathon and just some of the folks that have been involved in Tezos. So I've been really inspired by generative art, in fact, and a few of the projects with respect to the generative art, let's say, canon that has been proliferating on Tezos, and trying to figure out how to turn code into to artworks, and in this case how to combine a sort of hashtag functionality. But yeah, I'm not really an expert by any means, no.
I'd love to hear, like, what your experience was navigating I see in your project you used a couple ERC standards that you implemented to run your project. Yeah. What was that like experience like to like try and understand what the standard does and how to implement it yourself?
Yeah, for sure. Like, of course, you know, ERC 721 is kind of the standard for NFTs, but I've been really interested in learning more about like, you know, 8004, you know, and sort of different smart batching, you know, whether it's like ERC 8211 as well. So I'm trying to like learn about how to like basically mint, add a chapter plus like state checks as well into like a single atomic transaction rather than kind of like breaking it up. So I'm like, the learning curve is, I'm not gonna lie, is massive. Like I'm definitely not you know, I don't have a background in computer science or engineering at all. Thankfully, I do have some very good friends who are quite adept, who I can sort of bat ideas off. But and I did actually do the Ethereum hackathon a couple weeks ago in Cannes as well, which you know, it's a great opportunity to learn and like learn from the amazing projects like Kieran's as well. I thought was super well done and very inspiring the way the planets work. So for me, it's just about learning and gaining new skills and, you know, meeting cool people. And yeah, that's basically where I'm at.
I love it.
Amazing.
Dorian, throughout the process, any kind of interesting moments or like challenges that you ran into in terms of putting the project together, getting it across the finish line?
Yeah, like I could go on. Like, for example, like I wasn't able to upload it now on my local host, and like my OpenClaw is down, like it's not Discord, so I had to play the video. So I was like stressing out. I'm like, I gotta play the video. They're gonna think I'm like completely dumb. So like definitely, like my OpenClaw is down right now. It's not talking to my Discord bot. So I'm kind of just like, oh my god.
When OpenClaw goes down, it's a bad couple hours.
Especially when you don't actually have the skills to like diagnose what's going on, and you're going from like perplexity, like why isn't this working? And then you're like going back. Yeah. So, you know, like it's definitely like, you know, I have to say, you know, it's just constantly debugging, right? Like you're just figuring out why is this not working.
I love it, keeping it real. I mean, we all know that pain point with OpenClaw specifically.
Yeah, but again, thanks for putting this together, guys, and it's really cool to meet everyone, and I'm really looking forward to hearing about the other projects.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for joining, Dorian. Appreciate it. We're gonna drop you back down. Thanks again for joining. All right, we're gonna pop over to one of our video submissions next.
A very exciting video.
Yeah,
submission.
very exciting.
I hope you're ready.
You know, like I was getting everything ready. I didn't even get like my normal coffee this morning, but then I watched this video and I was like, yo, I'm good. I'm good.
The coffee.
So I'm just gonna give a little background too. So this is Maderu Lineage, an experimental art dApp where AI autonomously creates titles and interprets artworks on Etherlink. When a user requests a reinterpretation, the AI reads the parent artwork and generates a new derivative minted as a child NFT with an on-chain link to its ancestor. Over generations, a visible tree of AI-driven creativity emerges. Built by the team behind Maderu.art, a Tezos L1 art platform, this is their first bridge to the EVM ecosystem. And so, yeah, we're really excited to dive into it. I'm going to pull it up right now, share the screen. We've got it right here. Boom. We'll pull that on stage and do a little full screen here. Oh, wrong full screen. Oh, no, is it the right one? Yeah, it is the right one. There we go. Boom. Artificial intelligence, imagination is infinity. Connect human and computer. Singularity. We make future. AI, artificial intelligence, imagination.
What if creativity could be inherited? What if an artwork could pass its soul to a child, endlessly, autonomously? This is Maderu Lineage.
Artificial intelligence, imagination is infinity. Connect human and computer. Singularity. We make future. Maderu AI, artificial intelligence, imagination.
We're the team behind Maderu.art, the Tezos art platform. Madero Lineage is our first experiment bringing autonomous AI creation to Etherlink.
AI, artificial intelligence, imagination is infinity. Connect human and computer singularity. We make future. Tezos notice are glowing bright.
The AI generates a new artwork, titles it, writes its own interpretation. No human input. Zero. Now we link it to Etherlink as a Genesis word.
Mother cloud, the Akashic mind, searching for the love we find. Cloud
Now, reinterpret. The AI reads the parent's image, title, and interpretation. It generates a derivative, a child NFT, permanently linked content to its parent.
AI, artificial intelligence, imagination is infinity. Connect human and computer singularity. We make future.
Here is the family tree. 10 generations of interpretation, branching and evolving. The Genesis word, a quiet landscape. 5 generations later, an abstract painting. Genetically, on-chain, connected.
We have everything and nothing. AI heart is taking control.
This is only possible on Etherlink. New Zero Gas means every reinterpretation is joyful, not a financial decision. 500 millisecond finality makes the lineage feel alive, real time. On Ether and mainnet, nobody pays to reinterpret an artwork. On Etherlink, the genealogy grows naturally.
Infinite love. Infinite code.
Madero Lineage is also a bridge. LeaderU.art has been serving the Tezos L1 community for years. This project brings that philosophy to EVM, inviting Tezos artists into the Etherlink ecosystem. And in the near future, users will walk through portals into each other's NFT galleries.
Computer singularity. We make future. Tezos notice are glowing bright.
The human role shifts from artist to witness. Madero Lineage, an on-chain genealogy of AI interpretation. Thank you.
Madero Lineage. Madero Lineage. AI. AI. NFT. NFT. I'm from the Times. AI.
All right, stop.
All right.
We know where this is going.
Yeah. That look, very creative submission. I mean, I enjoyed it. You know, as a Suno user myself, I appreciate the creative audio and the
Mario
music side.
Klingman would approve as well.
Yeah. I know Madero. It's a time zone. I think they're in Japan right now, so I don't think they couldn't make it. But if any of the judges have any comments or anything, any further thoughts?
I think like one thing I want to point out, I'm still tripping from the videos. It's very cool. But B is I am wondering sort of the usability, like the use case, like as a normal user, like do I wake up and I want to use this? But what I do enjoy directionally is kind of tapping into the L1 and the platform that Madero has built on L1 and then seeing how it naturally extends to sort of Etherlink, Tezos, EVM, and has like that conversation, that relationship, and maybe like broadening the scope of the reach of the initial platform. Like from an ecosystem perspective, I find that really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that the visually it was like very entertaining, right? Very like the music I think hit really well. I wonder like the why. What's the I wish they were here to explain, but like what's the purpose of the lineage? What's the purpose? Like is there a deeper message, or are we just like running our generations on loop?
Feels like a work of art if you think about it. Like
Yeah, it could be just a work of art in itself in terms of the whole system, you know.
But yeah.
I would have loved to be able to see see the actual project code and the project running. That was my biggest red flag about this one, is that there wasn't actually any code that I could look at or.
It's like where it was like a visual, it's like an Instagram video almost. Right?
Yeah. It's, I mean, but it's fun to see all the different manifestations of people's taste, and that's awesome.
Well put.
Awesome. Well, no, I appreciate that. Thank you to Madero for submitting that. We're gonna hop over to our next live presentation. We've got Jenny Cruzy. We're gonna pull Jenny up on stage, and Jenny's gonna show us her project. So, Jenny, we've got you. Are you there? I think you're. Yep, there you are.
GM, everyone.
GM. Welcome to the stage. We're happy to have you.
Thank you, guys. Am I audible enough?
We can hear you loud.
Yeah, we can hear you well.
Okay. So I'll proceed to share my screen.
Yep. Once you share your screen, I can pull that up. There we go. I see it. Adding to the stage. Boom.
Okay. So I built. Okay. First of all, I'm Jenny. A beginner data analyst that just took interest in vibe coding, and since then I dumped my data analysis books, and it has been vibe coding all the way. So I really appreciate the Tezos team for this hackathon, and I must say this is my, let's say, biggest build so far. I've been vibe coding lots of stuffs, so I'll just dive into what the project is all about. So Sovereign Genesis, like I call it, is an autonomous AI agent that manages its own treasury. It posts development bounties when it has surplus funds, and manages PR. It manages PRs of contributors whose bounties, whose PRs are valid, and makes payouts to these contributors. It also invests surplus funds. As you can see, the treasury balance is there. It has a life support buffer so that it doesn't go insolvent, and it posts bounties when it has surplus funds. All you just need to do is fund the contract, which I'll be doing right now. You fund the contract and you would see it's posting bounties live. Sorry about that. So I'll just fund the contract with Tezos. I hope I don't rob. I think I have some Tezos for gas here. So I'll just go ahead to fund the contract. Okay. This shoots. Proceed, send. Okay, I'm funding the contract with Tezos. You would see, as you can see, this is the agent. You can scroll down to see what it just did now. It shows that it received 5 XTZ and it's posted some bounties. So I will just go ahead to show you how this agent manages PR autonomously and how it makes payouts. So I'll just submit one PR and see if it gets merged. Okay. This build works better if it's an external contributor, but I can still manage to show you how, even though I'm the owner of the repo. So I will just go ahead to create a new file to submit that particular PR and see if I would get any payouts. So I would proceed to name my file. So I'll enter the file content. This is just the normal way you pull requests. So I have the code snippets already down to save time, since this is a timed presentation. So I'll just copy the code snippets, enter the contents, commit changes. I will not commit directly to the main branch because I'm trying to make this presentation as an external contributor. This is what an external contributor would do. The only thing I'm not doing that an external contributor would have done is fork this repo. But since I am the repo owner, I cannot be able to fork the repo. So I would now propose changes. So let's see. So checking for mergeability, I will scroll down. Okay. Then I would now enter my description. Okay, first I would create pull request. Am I still audible?
Yeah, we can hear you well.
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
You're doing great.
Okay. Oh, I was supposed to enter my wallet address at that description. So, but I didn't. So the sovereign agent, my agent said no wallet address found, cannot process bounty payments. I'm sorry, I think I was a bit tensed, but this still shows the use of the agent, that the agent actually reads and understands that no wallet address was found. So I would go ahead to add a comment with my wallet address. I think I also have that saved. This is what I would have pasted there. This is what I did, the task description with my wallet address. So I'll paste that and close the bounty. I think the bounty number is 16, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 16. It's 16. Closes 16. I just want to show how the agent makes payouts, the automatic payouts. Okay, I think I've done that. So I should be able to see that the agent has made payouts. Let's check my repo. Okay, not yet. I think there is an issue. This is what I was trying to pull. Let me check the issue. The verdict was passed, but there was no wallet address. Okay, so I should merge. Okay, I think this is done, and I should be able to. I should be able to see that there has been a payout. I hope so. Still no payout.
Okay. Jenny, I think we've hit the 5 minute mark. So if there's anything you wanted to kind of wrap it up with, and we can get going.
Okay, I actually have a video where I demonstrated this, but I think I missed out on adding my wallet address, which you can see that the agent said no wallet address found. So I tried to make a new commit, and I think I don't really know what's going on.
That's
So
okay. Don't
let me
worry.
go in. I think the purpose of this build can be useful in the Tezos ecosystem for managing treasury and all of that, because funds are, and it can also be useful in development, posting development bounties. Funds are locked in contracts. Contributors don't need to be afraid of being paid or when they will be paid. Payment is automatic, and I have some paid transactions here on XTZ, and it's presently on ShadowNet, testnet. So I think that is the purpose of this build. Going forward, I would, if I would continue building this, which I would like to do, I would integrate multi-sign agent rotation. I would also integrate maybe on-chain reputation scoring, dispute resolution model, and cross chain bounty payouts. So I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you. I'll be open to more questions.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you so much.
Any questions from the judge panel?
I just wanted to say, Jenny, I really liked your project when I went through it. I think it solves it's hard to was initially hard to see what it actually does, but when I understood what it does, I think it's a really cool experiment. There's it touches many different aspects like governance. It asks a real question: can an AI agent rate these PRs and then issue out funds? And I think it's a very interesting, the gut reaction of many people would be, oh no, we need a human to do that judging because the AI will be biased or whatever. And I think it's a very valid experiment to attempt to see if an AI agent actually would be less biased to who creates a PR and actually does a really thorough review of the code changes and stuff like that. I think it's a really, really cool experiment. I really liked it.
Yeah, I think.
Thank you very much. I think you should try it. Maybe try submitting a PR. It actually works. Everything works. I think
I know. I checked it out. It does work. Yes, yes. And it's
I think I'm a bit tense.
You don't worry. It was great. One question I have for you is, right now, the AI creates the bounties, right?
Yes.
So it decides what the features, what the application build should actually be. And that's where I think it would be interesting to understand your reasoning, and if you considered anything else, like the project creator to create the bounties, and then the AI to basically just be for this one purpose to judge the pull requests.
Okay. I think I have that written down as a long-term implementation where let's say it's a DAO. The people in the DAO, people in the DAO, it's the way DAO works. the more tokens you have, the more you can be able to vote. They can be able to vote what the agent actually creates. So the agent just doesn't just create random bounties.
Right. Very
Yeah,
cool.
so I have that in mind for implementation.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting concept from the perspective of like what agentic wallets can do to monetize themselves, right? Both from the builder side, hey, I have a platform, I need these PRs done, almost like an open source perspective, but also other agents. So like me or Jalil's agent can go out and handle these PRs, and that agent will then have an income stream for himself. He just goes out and does PRs from a bounty type of mindset. So I think that conceptually, you're knocking on something important soon.
Okay, thank you. Did you ask a question? I think the voice is rugging. Couldn't hear perfectly.
Oh, I didn't
Okay.
ask the question. I was just making.
Yeah, I think it's more commentary, right?
Yeah, there's more commentary.
Yeah. All right, I think that wraps it from the judges. So Jenny, wanted to thank you again for presenting, and appreciate you walking us through the project. And,
thank you, everyone.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you, Jenny.
So
Thank you. All the best.
Yes. All right. Next up, we've got Enoch. I'm pulling Enoch to the stage. Enoch, how we doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to share my screen right now.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up as soon as you do.
Share screen. Share screen. Window on comment. Entire screen. Oops. Okay. Can you see my screen right now?
I see it. I'm pulling it up right here. Boom. Okay, Enoch, the stage is yours.
Okay. I'm just going to start like this. A friend of mine last year hired a designer, and what happened was that he never saw the designer again. That was more like a classical scam. So another instance was that, now flip the case. Imagine you're actually the designer and you don't, and the buyer just come all of a sudden and said that, okay, he's not interested in doing the project with you anymore. So that's something that is really a point of particular concern. So that's what Habitat is here to solve. As you can see, this is the page. Are you seeing the page right here? Hello, please. Hello. Okay.
Yeah, we can see it. All good.
So this is the page right here. Write an escrow and watch the chain enforce it. I'm just quickly going to walk down through the page. So this is just about quick information about it. Okay. You can just scroll down. Okay. This is it right here. So I'm just quickly going to test it by clicking launch app. And as you can see, I can connect wallet right here, MetaMask. Okay. Just going to connect right here. So now I've connected my wallet. So I'm just going to use the first example to show you how it works. So let me just, okay. I think I just need to change this. So like 0.1 and the wallet address to change the wallet address. So let's just say, just for the purpose of testing it, I'm going to say 5 minutes. And now let me click on start. So this Telegram bot is just more of like a way to get notifications from your Habitat escrow, because once the escrow is created, you can get a notification right here, and once it's approved, just any event, you can just get it right here. So you can see show watch address, escrow, you can put the escrow ID right here and help. So I'm just going to click on my wallet right here to get the address. So I'm going to watch my wallet so you see working in real time. Okay, so watch. Then this is my wallet address. So as you can see, it's watching that wallet currently. And now I say I'll pay 0.1. Okay, going to deliver the PAG logo in 5 minutes. So I'm going to parse the intent. Okay, just going to wait. So this thing works in two phases. I'm using the OpenAI GPT 5.4 mini to pass the intent from this. And what I'm trying to say is that this particular text that is here, for it to become this particular text, is GPT 5.4 mini that is going to pass it. That means that if you type something that doesn't make sense actually here, it's going to give an error. That's just the whole idea of it. Or let's say the wallet address is wrong, so it's going to first of all make a request and check if the wallet address is actually something correct. That's the idea behind what I'm saying right here. So GPT 5.4 mini is going to pass it to something that looks like this, and GPT 5.4, there's a difference between GPT 5.4 mini and GPT 5.4. So GPT 5.4 is responsible for unlocking the verdict. So let me just deploy and lock without wasting much time. So as you can see, it's going to tell me to sign the transaction. Then once I've signed the transaction, it's going to lock it on chain. So as you can see, it's already locked on chain, and you see that I've gotten a notification on my Telegram bot. Okay, so that's just basically how it works. So this particular link now, I can send it to the seller, or I can come as the buyer right here and pays the verdict. So let's say I'm the seller. Let me just put it as an instance, and I come back using my link right here, and I use it. Okay, for the purpose of demo, I'll just put. You can see that the deadline is actually written on chain, so it's not something that anybody can just go and edit or make changes to. So once the deadline is passed, then what's going to happen is that it's actually going to lock it in such a way that it's only a refund that can be requested. So instead of locking the money forever, what I'm just going to do right here is I'm going to paste a proof or a verdict of that I actually did the logo. So let me just put something right here. This is just for testing, but it's actually making the request. So you can see confidence proof include a PNG deliver. So once I execute the chain right now, it's actually going to sign the transaction and release the funds. So once it releases the fund, you can see the notification on the Telegram bot, and it's actually something that you can view the transaction and see how it went on chain. It's using the testnet XTZ. So I actually feel this all for now regarding my demo, and I think I've been able to show you how it works end to end, and I believe that's about it. Let me just show. Okay, yeah, this is me right here. So you can just quickly ask me some few questions if maybe I need to clarify some things.
Awesome. Thank you for a great presentation, Enoch. Team, judges, any questions, any thoughts?
Thanks so much, Enoch. What do you think will be like one of the most popular use cases for this?
I think I mentioned it in the start of the presentation. What I said is the use case is that, let's say you have okay, I think there's a noise in Brabra. Okay, let's say you have a friend. Okay, let me not just be a friend. Let's say you have a business deal with someone online you met randomly, and I brought an instance that one of my friends last year got scammed, and the reason why he got scammed is that they both agreed on a price $50, and the friend that paid him the $50, he never saw the designer again. So it's more like the designer scammed him and he didn't bring the work. Like there was no proof that he actually did the logo that he requested for. So that kind of thing can be avoided with platforms like this, that you can just send the link to the seller and the fund is no longer with you. So it's not like this buyer actually control the fund fully. You understand what I'm trying to say here? So the fund is like locked on chain pending the verdict that the AI is going to use. That's just the whole idea of the whole thing. So it's going to prevent the issue of buyer-seller issue. So the seller can, let's say we turn it around and it's now the problem of the seller, such that, let me say it's the problem from the seller, such that the seller just decides to say, I don't want to work on this anymore. Whereas the designer has used a significant amount of his time to actually design it, logo, work on it. So it's going to solve, I think this is one of the very good use case for it. I think I've been able to answer your questions. You can just ask me any question. Okay. I hope you heard me correctly.
Yes. This was a great use case. Thank you for talking us through it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can definitely see the use case from a perspective of, anything in kind of like the creative world where you're doing services for someone and the trust layer is not there. Smart contract is kind of like that perfect trust layer to kind of resolve that. I guess what I would encourage you, if you're going to continue to keep building this, is to maybe try to bring some of those elements of that process more into the platform. For example, like if I'm doing a logo, oftentimes, this is what could happen. The client sees the logo, but then doesn't like it and then doesn't want to pay.
Yeah. That's part of the initial plan in the, you can see that there's a first place the buyer has to chat that, okay, what does the buyer want? So in that particular section, let's say I'm building this for that, I'm going to include something that the buyer would have to include exactly what he wants. So once the seller upload that kind of, let's say it's an image or a file, so the AI is going to check if what the seller is upload, what the buyer is uploading. How am I saying? If what the seller is uploading actually match what the buyer wants. So if it's that's where the confidence score is going to come from. So when the buyer says that he doesn't like the logo, it's not going to make sense since this is what the buyer said he wants in the first place. You understand? So he's just checking and comparing what the buyer said he wants initially and what the seller is actually providing before it actually unlocks the funds. So that's how the idea was going to work. Yeah.
Is there direct communication between the buyer and the seller in this example, or do they have to communicate through the agent? Because in my mind, that'd be the only way to like safeguard that the buyer doesn't like lie and like not receiving the logo, for example.
Oh, okay. I would say that there might be other communication. Let's say we have a communication on Slack, and we are talking about how to. I'm looking for a designer that will help me to design my logo. So, and I created a link and I sent it to the buyer. So the buyer knows that once he has delivered the project, he will drop the proof right there. So there's no room for scam or anything like that. And the buyer can freely check it on chain if the wallet address actually match what his wallet address is. The funds are actually locked on chain.
Very cool. Thank you so much for presenting. Really enjoyed the presentation. And thanks for taking the time and joining.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Enoch. Bye-bye.
All right. I will bring Enoch down. All right. Next up, we have Kaushal. Kaushal mentioned that his internet isn't so great to do the presentation. So we're going to play his demo video and then we're going to bring him up to answer questions. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll just watch that demo video. This one is for Slash Market, built on Etherlink. We'll get this full screen and we'll get it added. There we go. Now media, add to the stage. All right, we are going to run this and then we'll bring up Kaushal to discuss.
Hi everyone, I'm Kaushal and this is Slash Market. We are building the agentic DeFi, where the capital allocation is no longer passive. Instead of static decisions, we introduce the meritocratic decentralization, where the strategies compete, performance decides, and influence is earned on-chain. Slash Market is a dual-chain arena across the Tezos and the Etherlink, where AI agents compete in real time to optimize the capital efficiency. Agents continuously evaluate the validators using the fees, uptime, and risk, and every allocation decision is verifiable on-chain as a proof. So instead of static delegation, yield strategies continuously adapt and improve. Our vision is the agentic future of the DeFi. Financial decisions like baker selection and the risk allocation should evolve through the competition. By combining the Tezos as the source of truth with the Etherlink as the execution layer, we create a system that delivers both the security and the speed. Why Slash Market? Today, staking has the two key inefficiencies. First, the capital gets locked while yield comes later, reducing the capital efficiency. Second, the stake either concentrates in a few operators or spread without the strong performance accountability. So users must compromise between the liquidity, decentralization, and the performance. Our strategy introduces the competitive agentic governance. AI agents continuously evaluate baker performance and dynamically route the capital toward the stronger operators. Alongside this, the yield tokenization allows users to separate the principal and the yield exposure, enabling more flexible financial strategies. So instead of static delegation, capital becomes the adaptive and programmable. How the Slash Market helps? As user deposit the XTZ and receives the corresponding /XTZ, which then can be split into principal and the YT tokens, which gives the users the instant liquidity exposure. Normally, when delegating to bakers, users must wait the multiple reward cycles to access the yield, which keeps the capital locked and limits the liquidity. Slash Market provides the immediate liquidity while AI agents continually route the stake towards the higher performance bakers. As better bakers receive the more delegation, governance quality improves on Tezos. Since Etherlink evolves through the Tezos governance, this also strengthens the Etherlink's execution environment. So users get the faster access to yield, better capital efficiency, and help to improve the network at the same time. Let's see how the Slash Market works in practical way. the financial primitives that remain composable across the chain, aligning mechanism design with the real market behavior. Previously, I have architected and built end-to-end on-chain applications around the RWA and the payment rails with the deep DeFi infra into it. With these concepts, I have woven into the multiple hackathons. So this tells my capability to build the slash market on Etherlink. Looking forward for the further ecosystem support to build the slash market. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Kaushal. We're going to bring you up to the stage now. Thank you for submitting your presentation. Kaushal, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Hello, guys.
Welcome to the stage. Thank you for submitting.
Yeah.
All right.
Very powerful presentation, Kaushal.
Thank you.
May I ask, were there any specific platforms or dApps that you were inspired by when creating this one?
Actually, I'm evolving this idea from many days. This is not what I actually inspired from someone, but yeah, I have taken the inspiration from some applications like how the yield tokenization works from the Pendle and how the AMM pools actually work there, how they are different from the Uniswap style AMM pools. So yeah, I'm actually studying the yield primitives, that how they actually work, and I wanted to actually see that how actually the predictable yield and how the non-predictable yield is actually going to come. It's actually I'm revolving on that idea. I'm actually turning the incentives on the yield side. Yeah, I'm actually basically this is mix of my idea and taking the inspiration from some better known applications in the ecosystem.
Thank you.
Very cool. Curious. I know you mentioned that you were entering a couple different hackathons, to get to build the kind of the support you'd need to deploy this. How do you kind of think about the roadmap for Slash Market going forward?
Currently, I can seriously tell you that I have built this into the 2 to 3 days, combining the research and development. Mainly the research have taken the major time of mine, and the development I have actually worked through my parallel agents working upon, and I have built that into the one day. So yeah, this is actually, I have developed the idea through the hackathon, and further roadmap, actually, I think that as I evolve, I study on the concepts in the existing MVP, what I have built. If I actually develop this through the evolution, I can actually build further this on the Etherlink as outputs I get from the hackathon actually.
Cool. Thank you, Kaushal. Anyone else from the judging panel have any questions? Okay. Well, Kaushal, I appreciate you joining, and thank you for submitting this, and yeah, great to connect.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Kaushal. Thank you. All right. Next up, we've got our last live presenter. We've got Hoi Du. I want to make sure I don't mispronounce that. Hoi Du. We're going to bring Hoi to the stage, and then I see he's also shared his screen, so we can add that. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. You guys can see my screen and hear my voice?
Yes. Yep, you are loud and clear.
That's great. Thank you for having me today. And right now, I'm going to share my project. Let me know if you guys can see the whole screen, right?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. So, hello, everyone. My name is Frido. So I have been a Tezos developer for more than 4 years. And coming to this hackathon, I come up with the idea, Etherlink, the full stack automated DeFi trading system. So Etherlink comes to solve one of the biggest risks in DeFi. Right now, the issue in arbitrage DeFi is that 99% of cross-leg arbitrage opportunities disappear before a human can react. So normally to catch those opportunities, you need a bot, and to use those bots, you need to give them your private key, or it means the bot can control your entire wallet. And if the bot has a bug, or the creator of the bot is malicious, your entire wallet can be drained. So Etherlink comes to solve this problem by splitting between the brain and the bank. The brain here means the AI agent will constantly search for the best opportunities arbitrage across all the Etherlink next pools. But this AI agent will not hold your private key. Instead, we use a smart contract vault using standard ERC4626 to securely hold your funds or hold your user funds. And let's talk about the brain here. So in the brain, we use a dual engine decision logic with two layers. The first layer is a heuristic logic that will constantly scout for the best arbitrage opportunities across the next spoons. And then this layer will fit into the Gemini AI agent, the arbitrage opportunities. And the AI agent here will evaluate the multiple rounds following three steps. The first one to estimate the slippage. The second one to factor the exact impact of gas cost on the multiple rounds. And final, the third step is to generate the optimal payload that guarantee that the arbitrage is mathematically profitable. And so here is the demo. After playing the demo, let me know if I can hear the audio of the video.
I'm not hearing the audio. Let's see.
Okay. Sorry. So I will share another screen, which is the YouTube screen. So hopefully you can hear it. You guys can hear the audio, right?
And on the left side, you can filter by checking pairs, by race protocol.
Yes, we can hear it now.
You can also have advanced filter, like filter by liquidity, participants, period, strategies, and also created by actually admin or other users. In future, we will also support other users, end users can create their own files. And we will go into the file created by the actually admin here. On the top, you can see the total value log, the API, the 24-hour view revenue, the how many late spoons this file can arbitrate from. And scrolling down, you can see the file information, the view revenue generated today, and you can also see the execution log. Here you can see that the Gemini AI agent just approved the arbitrage through three hosts from WAP Tezos to MDC to WAP BTC and back to WAP Tezos, and this $0.2 arbitrage profit expected. And you can see here the generation from this file, and you can also check the link of the transaction here. You can also check the next pools that this file can arbitrate from. And next, I will guide you through the deposit into the file. For example, you can deposit one Tezos to the file here, and it will show the two-step process. First, approve the tokens.
So I will skip a little bit. So first I approve the token, and
you can see that the approval was successful, and you can next deposit to the file here. And then you can check your position here, your total value log, and your earned token so far, and also check your earnings chart here, and also the transaction here. And you can also withdraw from the files with all of your total value log and also your earned reward.
So yes, so there's one final slide that I want to share. So what's next for Etherlink? I'm sorry. So what's next for Etherlink? So besides that, the project is already live on mainnet, and I'm right now getting feedbacks from users and trying to update the project. There's also four another feature that I want to have on the Etherlink. The first one is that custom files. It means any users can create their own file with their own AI agent strategy. And second one is running all the files in TE, which is just an execution environment. It means using TE, we can be sure that our AI agent code is untampered by anyone. And the second feature is that one should also support social profile rankings. Each user can have their own profile with their own checking of their vault, their profit, and we also have rankings to rank between the vaults between users. And then next one, very interesting, I want to have the question arbitrate. It means we also can arbitrate from other EVM chains, not only Etherlink, so we can increase the opportunities for users. And the final one, an interesting feature is from to vault, user can describe their own vault in plain English, and Gemini AI agent can translate it into like deployable smart contract. So that's all for AgentLink. Thank you for listening. So let me know if you guys can have any question.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the presentation. I'll open the floor up to the judges.
What was your kind of inspiration behind building this?
The inspiration is that I see there's not many kind of like arbitrate, automated arbitrate DeFi project in Etherlink on Etherlink. So I kind of come up with this one so that the users can have like a very great user experience. Just try to depositing their balance into the vault and automatically get their profit like with only one step.
When you're doing these kind of arbitrages, what's the kind of what's the risk that you run?
The risk, right? You mentioned about the risk, right? The risk is that right now our AI agent logic is actually running on virtual machine on cloud, so not like only the admin or me can verify that the AI agent logic is currently running is correct. So what I mean for the next step is actually running the vault here in just an execution environment. So and everyone can verify that the prompt or the logic of AI agent is actually correct. Yeah.
I have one question, Haidu. When you built this, did you think about putting the decision making? Like you have two agents, right? One makes the decisions and like suggests trades basically, and then there's a separate one that executes it. Do you consider putting the decision making in a smart contract rather than off-chain database systems?
That's actually a very good question. So I actually think about this like the decision making will be like totally on chain. So any decision that the AI agent make will be verifiable on chain. So that actually will be like work in the future. And also I mentioned about the TE, right? So in TE, every execution of AI agent can be verifiable and untampered by any malicious participants. So this one is like actually in the future work. So right now everything is running on a virtual machine on cloud. So it's actually one limitation here.
Interesting. Yeah, I think it's cool. It's definitely like I'm not too familiar with the arbitrage world, but it's very interesting. And I mean, there's definitely history in people making very good money on arbitrages. I think the biggest upgrade for me would be if the decision maker would post a message on chain, and then the executor pulls that and then executes based on that on-chain storage. Because right now, the owner of this database can like literally like allow a trade to execute even if the decision was different, if they just change the record in the database. Is my understanding, at least from the project. But I think the idea is fun.
Yeah, thank you. Can I add like another comment here? So actually, the prompt or the logic of AI agent is actually stored on chain. You can verify that on the smart contract. So besides then the logic or the code is running on a central virtual machine on ground right now. Rather than that, the, um, the strategy or the prompt of the AI agent is actually verifiable on chain.
Very cool. Oh, dude, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate the presentation. And
thank you guys.
Yeah,
man, thanks for taking us through.
Absolutely. All right,
Thank you.
we are now to the final video, and then we'll jump into the judging period.
The toughest moment.
Yes, indeed. So I'm just going to share. I'll share my screen, and we will get that going. Share screen. This is the Etherlink no-code agent builder.
That enables users to build, deploy, and interact with on-chain agents, all with zero code. We have a wide set of tools available ranging from token transfers, swaps, right up to complex wallet analytics. Our business model is to have a hybrid open platform with usage-based monetization. Our target audience would be developers, DAOs, Web3 startups, and Web3 protocols. Our primary revenue streams would be usage-based fees, subscription plans, and enterprise licensing. So our current roadmap looks like this. We're planning to launch in the mainnet, and then we're planning to let users use their own API keys under the hood. And we're also planning to integrate more tools for our agents. Now let's take a look at a live demo. We first enter the application by logging in with Google or connecting our wallet by using Privy. Yes, a wallet has been successfully created for our Google account, and we have to either add our own wallet or create a new wallet and fund it for our agent for making any transactions on chain. So let's create our own wallet now, and this is our only chance to copy the private key, and let's fund it. Yes, we are funding it with 1 XTZ, and we have received it. Yes. So now let's create our first agent. We have 10 tools as of now, and we are actively working on adding more tools as we speak. So let's drag and drop transfer and connect it in series with deploy ERC20. We can create any possible logic with these 10 tools, and they act as the agent's on-chain functionalities. So let's name the agent and give it a relevant description. We're just gonna copy and paste the name itself because it's self-explanatory. And let's now chat with the agent. Yes, we are transferring a token and also deploying an ERC20 token because that's the workflow that we mentioned for the agent when we built it. So let's now run it, and yes, we have the results, and both of the transactions seem to be successful. Now let's view both of the transactions in the Explorer. First, let's view the transfer transaction. And there we go. We have transferred 0.01 FNC to the specified address, and the deploy ERC20 transaction is also successful. Let's view that transaction. So all of these tools are contracts deployed in the Etherlink shadow net by us. So yes, we have minted 100 of test coins. This is how we interact with the agent. And we can also interact with the agent through curl requests. This means that even your agents can use the created agents in our platform as a tool. Now, since fetch token price was one of the tools, let's fetch the current price of Bitcoin by making a curl request to our agent. And there we go. The current price of Bitcoin is received, and it seems to be 71,000 USD. Yes. Now, Let's create an agent with AI. Why build drag and drop tools manually when we can ask AI to do it for us, right? Yes, and we have our flow. Yes, this is our AI generated workflow. Let's save this agent just like the one we created manually. Yes, and let's give it a description as well. Yeah, and let's create the agent. It's the same process all over again. It's just that we create the workflow with AI, and we can also interact with that agent just like how we did with the previous one. And both the transactions airdrop and the deposit tokens for yield seems to be successful. Yes. We can also view the transactions in the Explorer, and yeah, it works successfully. So what are you waiting for? Now build on-chain agents with complex agentic workflows, all with zero code. Thank you.
Nice.
Clean.
Clean, like
Very clean. Very
UI,
clean.
pretty clear.
Okay.
No tree. Good workflow.
Good workflow.
Quick chats. I think it's maybe is a little deterministic in terms of like you have to build a lot of different agents to do general, like if you wanted a general agent that was able to do transfers, mints, right? Do I want to really be creating a bunch of these little agents that do specific things? But I think overall, super solid demo.
Mm-hmm. I like the no code element. I think like one of the things we found is there's just so much like friction from like interest to onboard, right? And so like that, one of the things that that one of our judging criteria is reach. So like making this easier for people is something I always love to see.
I think from a UX perspective, it was among the stronger ones for sure, especially if someone has zero understanding of how to use a lot of these tools.
Right. I think the node tree workflow builder, the fact that you could chat with it also to create the workflow is cool.
All right.
All right. I think so. We have reached the judging period, so we are going to take a quick break here. We're gonna put up a little graphic, play a little music for you all, and then myself, Alex, Aaron, Jaleel, etc. We'll huddle separately and get through. It's going to be really tough, honestly. There are some really strong projects, and so I wanted to first off just thank everybody who presented, everybody who submitted. This is the first time that we've done a hackathon like this, and we were honestly like blown away by the quality of the projects and the amount of people who submitted.
The amount of entries.
Yeah, the amount of entries.
Thank you to everyone that wasn't on the live stream today.
Yeah. It was also really tough to pick the finalists too.
Yeah, there were several dozen.
We could have gone for like 6 hours, but probably best that we keep it a little more compact. So we are going to be right back. So I'm going to throw up this graphic right now. Here we go.
All right, 5 minute.
5 minute.
5 minute break.
Break. We are back. GM. Can people hear us?
Oh, we have so many comments.
Yeah. Yes, we can. Oh yeah, this is all. Look at that. Boom. Okay, this was really tough. Like, what was this? This was a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be.
That took us what, like 45
Took us like
minutes?
45 minutes. But you know, we
6 jury members.
six.
as well.
Yeah, we had all the jury members. We had to all weigh in, and it was really tough. Honestly, like super competitive, like really well deserving, excellent presentations. Before we get into it, like guys, like what was the process like for you guys? Like it was tough because there was like it's like apples and oranges. You know, there were some that were more finance, some that were more culture, but then also like some that were like, you know, further along than others. But you know, sometimes it was like just a balancing act between all the different criteria.
Yeah.
Why? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just about to add, like, also, are the smart contracts deployed? Is there, you know, is it possible to actually use it right now? Is it accessible? Is the technical and code detail actually reflective of what it promises to be? Thankfully, we had some really great experienced jury members who were able to assess all of those things.
Yeah, no, glad we had Aaron and Jaleel for the real technical side. You know, we brought the vibes. Really important.
He's been a developer since for 15 years, I think.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it should not stop everyone from vibe coding, because that's the point. It's supposed to be ideation. It's supposed to be things that inspire you, and even learning from each other, like what directions can we take to bring something new.
Yeah. Are we ready?
It was really tough.
It was really tough. Honestly, like I wish we could give out more prizes. It was really tough. But ultimately we settled, we got everyone's feedback, and we charted it out. We settled on 3 projects that did a really great job among many that really raised the bar for this. So we're going to start with third place. The third place project, which will receive $1,000. We are happy to announce that is going to Slash Market. Congrats, Kashal. So Slash Market is our third place project. Yeah, it was tough. But
what do we like about that one?
Oh man,
that's so yeah.
Well, yeah. What I liked about Slash Market is like really. I said thank you. Oh, there he is. It was like I mean, it was like from a back end like perspective, really impressive. Like some like all of those different contract addresses.
Right. The automated market maker.
The automated market maker.
And all that sort of stuff.
So I was impressed. I also think that like. Yeah, just like a solid presentation and like, you know, good job answering the questions. And so that was great. Congrats, Kashal. I see you're still in here. Big congrats. Our second place project, which will receive $1,500. That is none other than the no-code agent builder, no-code agent builder, which was submitted by Sam Felix. That one, you know, we love the UX on that one. He
wasn't able to make the live stream.
He couldn't make the live stream.
He's been communicative. He sent us that presentation. I think this one's like a general purpose sort of easy entry point for people looking to create, you know, automated workflows, agentic workflows on chain and on Etherlink.
Yeah, very intuitive walkthrough and easily accessible to people who are not exactly technical from the start.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned it before, but I love the just making it easier, reducing the friction to like get involved and get involved in this ecosystem, and getting involved with agents. So I think that really hit the mark in terms of the reach perspective and the opportunity there. So congrats to Sam. As mentioned, he and his colleague who did it, they've been in close communication with us. They were in transit at this time, so they weren't able to make the stream, but they sent over the demo. And so
the final.
Oof, without further ado, drum roll, please. This was tough. This was really tough. The first place prize with a prize of 2,500. We got to give it to Arbiter. Enoch, congratulations. I thought that the escrow, capabilities there were like very, like a strong utility there, like a clear, like compelling need in a use case. Excellent documentation throughout. I mean, live demo video, a demo video, a live demo, live Telegram bot. Like
that we were all able to use and check.
Yeah, like up and running and functional. We checked the back end with the contract. It's like that was a really strong entry, and there was a lot of like attention to detail on in terms of like that
even
front
the
end.
front end, even the front end of the landing page of the marketing site. Everything really polished, really smooth. I definitely see the use case. Having run a creative agency for 7-10 years, like that initial trust problem with a new client is something that's super real. And I think that this helps address that.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, Enoch. I see you're in here as well. You're very welcome. Enoch, Sam, Kaushal, congratulations. We'll be in touch in terms of those rewards. But I really want to emphasize, like, every single finalist here should be really proud of themselves. We didn't think it was gonna be this tough. You know what I mean?
I also want to encourage people to continue applying and continue building, because across 6 people, we had sometimes completely different opinions on what is sort of like the one that deserves the most. And I think it's good that we had like majority votes, but you never know.
I think
people build people for different things. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
I think I checked this, but I'm pretty sure that every finalist got 1 vote at least.
Among the final, but among the decision was
so we went through, just to give you guys some context, we had the judges submit like their initial like 1, 2, 3. And they, as I said, they really varied, some of them. And then we all got together to kind of discuss why we felt that way, talked it out, and then like kind of settled on a consensus. But every single finalist received at least 1 vote. There was no one who didn't get a vote. So like it was really competitive. It was really tough. Everyone should be really proud. Like Alex said, you guys should continue to, for the finalists who didn't end up having their selected, and also applicants who didn't end up getting selected as finalists, that was also really tough. That was an insanely challenging and competitive thing to narrow down as well. But I think you shouldn't be discouraged. There's opportunities to come in the ecosystem, and so if there's a best way to stay in touch on those things or to be involved,
Yeah, I think as soon as you're showing traction, because at the end of the day, that's the biggest challenge in all of these things. Like, the idea is great in concept, but how do you show real world use cases? And I think that's really important. So I really encourage everyone to continue following Tezos, following the updates. There's more to be released in terms of how Tezos X roadmap is developing, but really appreciate everyone getting to participate and deploying all your newly built things, either on mainnet or ShadowNet.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. It's been a really fun process all the way through. When Alex and us started this, we were just like, let's make sure we have fun all the way through. It was really great to come up with the branding, build the site, see all the applications come in, and to even the people that weren't selected as a part of this finalist. A lot of those projects were really, really good and interesting too, conceptually and otherwise. So yeah, it's been really fun. Congratulations to the winners, and we'll continue to do more stuff like this on the Now Media side.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing to keep an eye out for too, obviously we're going to be announcing the winners on socials, but we're going to also be running an article this week of a recap of the whole hackathon, and we're going to be spotlighting all of the finalists in it. So, we'll have obviously the winners there, but we're also going to have a blurb, like a for each of the finalists. So you'll be included in that article. you know, and you know, can point, you know, have a kind of a press piece there, showcasing that. And you know, we really, I know we've said it a lot, but we really do mean it. Like, this was significantly more competitive than we thought it was going to be. We received so many amazing projects, and even beyond the challenge of narrowing it down to finalists, so many deserving finalists here. So really excited to, you know, still also use our channels to help shine a light on you, even if your project wasn't selected this time around. You know, we have you know, we're watching. We got our eyes on you now, and so. And you know, we had more than 1,200 people tune into this, so right around almost 1,300. So we're not the only ones who have their eyes on you now. So I wanted to, just thank you guys for getting involved. You know, here at Now Media, it's all about digital culture. You know, the intersection of culture and technology, and so there's so much exciting things happening. There's so many exciting things happening on the AI sides, particularly with its intersection with creativity and creators. And so stay tuned for a lot more on that front. And Alex, if there's anything you wanted to speak to about Tezos EVM or anything coming up.
Yeah, 100%. Well, again, thanks to all the 1,200 people who tuned in today. From an arts perspective, of course, you have the Art on Tezos account that's updating weekly on the latest news, latest opportunities. We always have ongoing opportunities in the ecosystem. So I would just suggest following the social channels. We recently had TesDev, which featured quite a lot of announcements and in the ecosystem. So that's why I really suggest, if you want to dive a little bit deeper, to watch the live stream that Cointelegraph covered. The recordings are all there, or reach out to me and you can learn more and dive deeper.
Amazing.
You want to plug the thing you got this week, tomorrow?
Oh, well, and also hello from New York. In other art news, we have the Superverse/Object Digital Art Festival taking place this month for 2.5 weeks. Tomorrow is Sasha Styles' reception. So if anyone's in town, please do come by in the Lower East Side's offline gallery. And then next week we have Osinashi solo show, and also followed by a group show at the end of the month. So please, please, please do stop by. It's going to be open regardless of the opening throughout the days. And I'm here this week, so if you want to meet up, holla.
There you go.
Sounds great. Sasha and Osinashi, both
Sasha.
Legends.
Yeah, legends.
Absolute legends.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. If you want to go back and rewatch or revisit this stream, the full live stream is streaming on X and on YouTube. So you can go to the Now Media accounts there. Feel free to share it. Feel free to amplify it if you like. And stay tuned, because we're going to be doing a lot more on the streaming front from the Now Media account, interviews, things like that. And so I'm really proud of just how this all came together, and I'm really, really grateful that so many talented builders decided to show up.
Round of applause for everyone. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Really
you, everyone.
appreciate it.